Hi, I'm Mark Malusis, New York sports personality. You've heard me on radio and seen me on TV. Now I'm teaching right here at Iona. That's right. I'm an instructor in the new Sports Communication and Media Graduate Program. All classes are taught by industry professionals like myself in our brand new state-of-the-art digital lab. For more information, go to iona.edu and search sports communication or email graduate coordinator Mike Demergis. Go Gales!
Hello and welcome back to Iona College. I'm Michael Matalavage here at ICTV. I'm here with Mark Bethea, Mr. B from the Women's National D League. Thank you for being here, taking the time with us.
I appreciate coming. Thanks for inviting me.
Awesome. So we're just going to get right into it. I mean, what are some of the challenges you faced when you started this league, running this league, getting it up in this area?
Well, a lot of challenges I ran into was a lot of people were saying, it's not going to work, the ladies don't want it, it's not going to happen, you're going against the NBA, the WNBA, and all this stuff. And I was just telling them, it's not about, me going against anything. It's about me creating something for people. My idea is to change lives, the same thing that they're doing, change lives. So all the difficulties that I go through, meeting people, trying to negotiate, trying to meet players, trying to meet staff, trying to get involved, mostly get people involved. You get that door slammed in the face a few times. It's natural, it happens, but it gives you encouragement to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of encouragement, where are you hoping to see this league become? Like, it's going to be nationwide? Like, if you could have this dream league, what would it be?
My dream league is to be national. My dream league is to have a team in all 50 states as possible. My dream league is to be able to see these ladies get an opportunity to play here in the States, get an opportunity to fulfill their dreams. So it's not just my dream, it's their dream. It doesn't work for one person. It takes one person to help other person to help other people. And my league, we want this league to be outstanding, the best. So when the season come around and it's the Women's National D League, you know that you coming to see competition. The best ladies that's coming, the highest ladies that's coming, and they coming to play, they coming to rap, they coming to do what they love to do, play ball.
You can see it on the videos, your passion. If you guys haven't checked them out on womensnationaldleague.com, you put a video talking about what inspired you to start this, specifically the issue of equality. How do you feel this league will help with that issue specifically in terms of NBA G League, WNBA D League?
Well, if you've seen some of my videos, so you know that where I came from and where I started from. I've been around sports all my life. I worked alongside the Westchester Knicks, which is New York's G League, but was actually the first development league for the New York Knicks to compete against in the D leagues at the time. So I worked with them for a few years. Working with Allen Houston was good, and it was pretty good. I mean, the thing with the D leagues is just to give ladies an opportunity, man. They got to shine. They need to shine.
Absolutely. We keep talking opportunity, but also touching back on the equality issue. I was surprised to see the WNBA requirements for the draft were different from the NBA. For those who don't know, WNBA, you have to be 22 years old and 4 years removed from high school or graduated college. NBA, it's 19 and 1 season. That seems like an equality issue right away.
Well, it's, and this type of thing is called sexism. I mean, that's the only way I can really explain it. I mean, if you want to call it equality, you call it equality, but it's sexism. The thing is with the NBA is that they have the money. They have the ability to say, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it. With the WNBA, they don't have that ability. It's like, I'm from New York. I love every New York team. I work with mostly every New York team, even the Rangers. So with the WNBA, it's a while back, they had things going on in society where they had, Black Lives Matter. And you had Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Chris Paul, all of them did well, they didn't do an interview. They spoke about Black Lives Matter, and it's empowerment to see that at that time. you know. But when a couple of WNBA players did it, they was fined for it. They was penalized for it, you know, and that has to change. You know, that has to change. It's kind of hard to tell a woman who bears a child that she don't have the right to fight for a child. But it's all right if a man does it because I guess he makes them, I don't know. But at the same time, you gotta have the ability to give them the same shot that the men have. So.
Yeah, you can tell the passion that comes through your videos, through your the work you've done. Congratulations on announcing the new team in the Philadelphia Fever. That's incredible.
Thank you very much.
And it seems like you kind of almost locked up this Northeast region. Are you looking into another region maybe to move next and maybe start another conference? And you have your sights set anywhere else?
Yes. I'm always working. I'm always speaking with different people, getting them involved, or they'll call me to find out how can they get a team involved, or how can they get, some players to me, just to try out and things like that. But it's a beautiful thing because the goal was to actually lock this region in and just push forward. That's the goal. So like we're working on teams in North Carolina, Detroit. I'm trying to get one in Las Vegas. And that's the ability to bring these ladies together for 4 months and let them show the world what they have to offer them. The ability to show the world that we're here and we can do it. We don't gotta go overseas, because some of these young ladies, they go overseas and, they get the experience to being in a foreign land, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes they get the language or they don't. But it's a big difference when you're playing and more people hear their mother or their father or their brother or their sister, play defense, put your hands up. It's a big difference. And they don't have that. And we want to be able to create that for them. We want to be able to have where they have a place where they could continue to play ball and come and do their thing, show the world what they got. That's the whole gimmick to it. Yeah. That's the whole gimmick to it. And with the league, that's the ultimate goal, is to bring that into fruition.
So, and you talked about bringing players together, competitive spirit, these highly motivated individuals. You must have met some incredible people in this time. Is there any, if you could pick a few that you just think represent the league really, really well, could you tell us a little about them, maybe some stories that,
okay,
that maybe inspires?
Okay, a young lady, her name is Whitney Tone. She played for me. She's been playing for me for a while, and she plays for my Westchester Shooting Stars, which is our New York team. She's an amazing player. I mean, she just has the spirit, and her competitive is just what it is. She's competitive. And every time I speak with her or we get down, sit down and talk, she's always, thank you. Why are you thanking me for? I'm not out there. I'm not out there. But the whole concept of how she feels and what she do and what she went through going overseas, playing and all that. And I listen to these ladies when they tell me, I was over there, I miss my mom, I miss my child, my sister. And that's when I say, it has to change. And with Whitney, she just gives me the strength to say, you know what, I love what I do. Even if everybody don't like it, I love it. You understand? And if I got the ability to change lives and help others, then that's what I do. And that's what I do.
So it kind of sounds like the idea for this league was almost like a light bulb moment. Or would you call it more of an idea that kind of slowly grew in your mind? Or did one day it just kind of clicked and you were like, I should start the Women's National D League?
Well, actually, it didn't really start like that. When I was with the Westchester Knicks and, being around them, Allen Houston, and Coach Mike was at the time. And, just being around him and talking to Allen and telling him what I wanted to do. And, we're discussing, the future and stuff like that. And he's telling me, like, if you really want to do it, you have to make it happen. No one is going to help you. You have to do it on your own. So working with them gave me the concept to say, you know what, I can do it. I can do it. It's been like 9 years in the making, but I can do it. And from that point, it's just, like my wife said, I just got a faith. So I stepped off on the hill. And whether if I fall, I fall. Wherever I land, I land. But I believe that someone got a higher power that got me doing what I'm doing, because sometimes I ask myself, why? For what? It gives me headaches. I got to deal with ignorant people. I got to deal with all kind of madness just to be able to change lives. But when I get a phone call or I get an email or I get a text and they're like, Mr. B, I want to play. Thank you for creating the D-League, giving us a chance to show the world what we have. That brings, that sentimental, and it brings more out to say, you know what, no matter what the trials and tribulation I have to go through, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen. So, yeah.
And you can tell the emotion right away, but it must be an amazing feeling to see you have a team in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, and now Philadelphia. I mean, when you get to, I know it's just the start for you, but when you get to kind of sit back and look at what you've done already, I mean, you must just fill up with emotion.
Well, I get excited when I see it growing. I get excited when I see it's working, but I keep going. Like I said, my goal was to create the National Women's D-League, and that's the goal. So when I put a team in or I work with somebody and we create these teams, it's so these ladies can feel what the world is like, what they out there experience. And like I tell most of these ladies, don't get too excited. You did the same thing in college. There's nothing different, but now you're just on a bigger playing field. So it is a good thing, and I love it.
Speaking especially of college, like you were just talking about, we are such a rich area with the UConn's women's college team and, their tradition and history of
Gino.
So, does that help you guys? Do you feel it helps kind of this area kind of get into it? Like the fans are more receptive almost?
Yes, I think I definitely think so. I think that with it's going the way it's going now, it's more people who's being accepted with women's basketball. I mean, the WNBA been around for almost 20, 22, 23 years, something like that. And, they just starting to build up their momentum. You understand? And when I see young ladies in college that can play, that can ball, but don't have an opportunity to go out there and show these people that they can do it, it shows two things. It shows that it gives discomfort to that player, and at the same time, it shows that there's things that need to be changed in order to get that player to do what she do. And our thing is, with basketball for women, the best thing for us to do is basically give these ladies an opportunity. You can't beat UConn, but you can't beat Iona too. I mean, I had a young lady here that played for me named Sabrina. She played a season with me under Michelle Reed, which is a former WNBA player, and she brought her to me, and Sabrina was a beast. She was a beast. But it goes to show you that compassion and how they feel about playing and what they're willing to sacrifice to win. So I respect Gino, because those are all the characters that fall on.
Yeah, and opportunity, you keep mentioning that word, and it's just, people don't realize there's only 36, 35 slots in the WNBA draft. I mean, it's a very limited field in order to get in there.
Very limited.
This league, I feel, is something that could extremely take off. Just the opportunity you're going to feel, with your draft or with your teams. How many players would you like to bring in? Like, if you could get a draft started, you could do a draft, and you could,
If I can do a draft, I will at least try to bring in between, I say, 50 to 75 players. Wow. Because my thing would to be, if I have a draft and I got certain ladies, it doesn't matter where they played at school, where school they played for, it's the ability to look for where they live at. So if I have 12 ladies that's coming out of Connecticut, 10 ladies coming out of Jersey, the rest is coming out of New York, I want to be able to fill those slots. I want to be able to where even if I have a team, I always have a backup, which is called reserves. Yeah. So if I see a lady that I know that can play and she has that drive and my slots are full, I always keep them in mind. I bring them. I let them sit with the team, let them practice with the team, let them get familiar, because the day that I bring them out is the day I want to shock the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you talked about your time with the Westchester Knicks a little while ago. Allen Houston that hands-on experience, what do you think would be the most shocking thing for spectators to see the difference between the NBA G League or the D League and the Women's National D League?
Basically, they get to see the future. They get to see the future. They get to see the ladies that might possibly one day in the WNBA. You know, that was the whole purpose of, you know, the D leagues, the G leagues, I should say, at that time, was because you had these young men that, you know, did 4 years in college. You know, they just didn't make the draft. So now they're playing for contracts. You know, and everybody, you know, it's exciting when, you know, Allen Houston get that call up, you know, and he says, okay, you know, we might have a possibility that you might be going and playing with the Knicks for 3 or 4 games. You know how exciting that is for a guy who in the league, and now I'm getting an opportunity because he know that opportunity could change his life. You understand? He can go in there and drop 20, 30 points. You understand? And the crowd to react to him, to say, who is he, where he come from? Now it's generating revenue. Well, it's not, excuse me, it's generating, you know, his identity. Now he's creating himself. You understand? So now once he does that, he becomes a brand. So they look for that, create off that, and make that. So
basically, I feel like your main point here is that you're trying to build almost a brand for these ladies that they can promote themselves and get their names out there so people can see them. Do you feel that, you know, that's essential in today's market with social media
Yes.
and YouTube and,
Yes.
and viral clips?
Yes.
So is there anything specific you guys do in order to foster that, or do you just feel like the ladies being around one another just naturally pick that up?
No. When it comes to the ladies, and you know, when I speak with the ladies, I explain to them clearly, you know, this is something that if you really want it, you have to make it happen. I can't make it happen for you. You know, I get all kind of film, all kind of game film, highlights and stuff like that. And I tell the ladies, you know, the ability that you have and the talent that you have is an expression of yourself. You know, it's actually your insides telling you what you really want to do on the outside, and you just follow suit. So for that to happen, you know, you got to be able to want to change. You got to be able to want to play the game, you know. And what I mean in short standard is the fact that most of these ladies, they have the talent, they have the ability, they just don't have the platform. And I try to create that platform. I try to get them out there. If they play for me, my goal is to market them, to get them in the public's face, get them out there, shaking hands, meeting people, and to build a fan base. You know, and with social media, it's a lot easier because most of them do it on their own. You know, it's not that much work for us. You know, and I tell them, you know, they ask, well, what is going to be the hard part? The hard part is over. You know, if you got 5,000 followers, you know, you create that, you use that, and you build off that. You know, it's, you know, the only way for you to succeed is if you put yourself out there. Not me, not my, you know, the guys that work with me or the ladies that work with me. It's you. You have the ability. You have to put it out there. So if you're on social media, showing your skills, doing slams, doing ball movement, that's what they want. That's what them little girls that want to play basketball and go to school for, that's what they want. You have to be able to show them that there are ways to get there if you can't get to the WNBA. You understand? Absolutely. There's always something else there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking this time with us. Mr. B from the Women's National D League. They have teams in Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, and introducing Philadelphia. Check them out online, womennationalsdleague.com. You have your own YouTube, you out there, yes. Mr. B from the Women's National D League. Thank you again. I'm Michael Matalavage from ICTV. Thank you for watching.